Okay, so right now it's past 3:30. It was actually 3:30 on the dot when I figured, you know what, it's time to make this video. I mean, I had this very strong urge to make the video because I was reading my comments from my last video. You know, family in the comments was telling me, like, yeah, just keep it real, post your content. Ultimately, it's like what I got from the message. Because usually when people post, like, you know, people are posting on Instagram, they're posting what they want you to see. And that's kind of what I do with YouTube. It's like my vision is to guide a path for everybody that's like in the same situation as me or going through the same situations I've been through. You have somebody to relate to, and you have somebody that's like moving towards a direction of growth. But I'm like, hold on, let me bring this real close so I can just sit back and relax. You feel me? One second. So I can sit back, get the camera close, so I don't gotta talk too loud because people are asleep. I can relax my shoulders. I don't gotta be like, oh, like, you feel me? But yeah, but the truth of life is you're not gonna be winning 24/7. And that's kind of what urges me to make this video and like follow through with the video. So I don't know what it was. I guess it was just a lack of planning or whatever the case. But I was just so eager to get out of the semi truck. And I figured, well, since I'm getting out of the semi truck and I already have all this experience, finding a job, grabbing a job was never easy. As soon as I go searching for a job, within a week, boom, I got a job. You know what I'm saying? But the bartender field's a little bit different than just go finesse a job and you're good. So I was doing that. I was hustling it through, but at the same time, I really didn't have like an idea of where I was gonna sleep. Or I did. I do have, like, I'm staying at this place here, but I was kind of getting in my feelings on some like Pisces stuff, and like I was just feeling like excluded or whatever the case. Just, and it was all in my own head, most of it. But got my little feelings, and then I went to go stay with my brother for a couple days, and stayed with like just house hopping in different spots. Well, ultimately I was freaking like homeless, low key. And there was even a couple of days where I was like outside, especially the past 2 days in a row. I was outside, like in the streets, stranded. And then another time, it was 3 days in a row actually, sleeping on top of my car, like can't even like fall into a deep sleep because I'm afraid a tweaker's gonna come up and stab me in my neck or something. And then I got my dog with me too, so we're just like really out here struggling, like living the homeless life. And the past 2 days was like my car broke down on me, so I had to go, and it was the water pump. I don't know if any of my car heads out here ever worked on a water pump, but that's a real job right there. Taking the timing belt off, getting to the point where you take your timing belt off and putting your timing belt back on. You know, everything else is kind of like not too difficult, but that's like the most tedious part, is trying to get that timing right and getting that belt back on with the right tension. Man, that was a 2-day job right there, and $200 out of my pocket. So I'm sitting here trying to eat and survive and drink water and sleep, but you gotta remember, I'm out here in Arizona, and I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you it's 111 degrees every single day. Every single day it's 111 degrees or higher than that. So it's just, and then at night right now it's 87 degrees, and it's past 3:30 in the morning. So it's just like, the heat is a real deal out here. Granted, it's not very humid. It doesn't really get humid. It's dry Arizona desert heat, but it's still like the sun feels like it's real close to the ground. That's how I always describe it. So I'm sitting here really living outside, and kind of like throughout this process, I'm like, let me lower my voice real cool. Hold on. But I really had, like, I was pretty open with my situation. I wasn't out there like calling people, hey, come talk to me, let me tell you, like, yeah, this is my breakdown, I'm homeless right now. No, it wasn't like that, but it was kind of like, oh, like, how's your day going, how are you doing? And I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm doing amazing. Like, life is just so amazing. Because literally I'm sleeping on top of my car on a blanket, and it's over 100 degrees, and you know what I'm saying? But I was pretty open with the scenario, and like even like with people that I was like kind of pretty cool with, pretty comfortable with. When I would tell them the situation, kind of allowed me to, hey, how you doing? Just make a little YouTube video. But when I would tell people the situation, it kind of made them more. It allowed me to recognize like where people, my level of friendship, or like where I stand with certain people. And when I told this to people, you know, you'd think like your closest friends would want to just help you out. And I could tell I did have friends that were like, yeah, dude, you can come stay with me. But then at the same time, it's just like friends don't really have their own spot in order to be welcome me into their home like that. But then there was other people that were just trying to make a quick couple of dollars off of me. Oh, this guy needs help, let's try and figure out a way how we can take some money out of him. And like, oh yeah, you can come stay with me in my trailer. And I don't want to get too specific, because if Brody sees it, it's no smoke, bro, it's no smoke. But if you see the video, it's just like, I'm somebody in need of help right now. You shouldn't be looking at me as another source of income. But I do recognize that life isn't free. Life doesn't grant me, like, there's no free ride. I recognize that. But at the same time, that's just like, what if you were in my shoes and you had somebody looking at you as a paycheck? I don't know, that's kind of how I looked at it. That's probably not how it is, but I really hope you don't see this video. Ultimately, but then I did recognize, like, I do have people that love me and have love for me, and that do want to see me winning. So it really gave me a lot of time to really like break down and like see, damn, like, yeah, they got me, or damn, like, I don't know if I could really rely on them like this. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's really me. The only way that I'll be up is if I put myself in a situation and set myself up for success. And that's kind of what I want to break down here, is like hopping out of the semi truck. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I didn't really have an engraved, set, detailed plan. And I feel like there's a healthy balance between like having the exact where, when, dates, how, what. There's like a balance from that, like the complete specific detail, to leaving room for blessings. And I'm like, well, the universe will take care of me. God's gonna look out for me. So whatever happens, I'm just gonna live life on this wave, and then everything's gonna be taken care of for me. And then I ended up sleeping on a car, ended up sleeping in the heat, my car broke down, freaking, and then it really had me recognizing, and then I want to get into another thing as well, but it really had me recognizing, like, people are really out here. I remember I would be driving my semi-truck, and over there in California, Pomona, California, there was this guy at a bus stop, and he was always laying down right there at the bus stop. And every time you drive through that corner, he's there. He sleeps on a little tiny blanket, and he has like less than a backpack full of stuff, or I don't know. But he's there throughout the whole year, through the winter, through the summer. This guy lives there. That's his life. And I'm trying to figure out if like he's just on like complacent and true happiness with like so comfortable in order like not so comfortable or true happiness or like too complacency. Like I'm not trying to use those big words, but it's just like what keeps you there and what prevents you from roaming other way, like in other areas in life. It kind of has me recognizing like doing am I chasing too much? Am I can't I just be happy with what I have now? And can't that just be it? And that's where I kind of like sit and figure out if like the true meaningful things that I desire in life, the things that I'm chasing in life, if I already have accomplished them, if I'm already living them. So I'm really sitting down on top of my car, looking at the clouds and the night sky, thinking like life is beautiful, life is a blessing. And then this leads me to what I wanted to get into. One of my close guys, everybody smokes nowadays, everybody drinks. They offer me some weed, and I'm like, no, I can't. And I already wrote down in my journal, not about weed because I haven't been smoking weed in forever, but the real reason I never really was smoking weed is, well, because I don't like it, but this second real reason is just because driving a semi truck and having a CDL license just kind of like is too risky. So like the idea of even having a little smoke sesh doesn't even cross my mind. It's just like nah, cause then I gotta be paranoid for 2 months, a month and a half. But then it's just like with alcohol is another story. Why can't I just drink alcohol? Like why can't I just he'll offer me a beer and it's just like oh like the way I think about it is like oh he's like offering me as a gesture of love is like a love language, and I'm like I have to turn it down because it's just like I wrote down in my journal I'm not gonna be drinking for another year and a half or another year. So that's like a plan that I have set for myself. But then it has me recognizing, and then well he asked me why not, and then I would say because I don't feel like I'm in a place to be celebrating. I feel like I should when it comes to like doing stuff like that I should be doing it because I'm celebrating a victory. And at this moment in life right now, I don't necessarily feel like I'm winning. But then the idea of winning, what is that? And the reason why or like the whole thing about getting out of the semi truck is like, I'm gonna get out of the semi truck and then boom, I'm gonna have my own spot. Boom, I'm gonna have a successful job that pays for everything I have. Boom, I'm gonna be in the gym and doing Muay Thai training. Boom, I'm gonna be eating good. Boom, be doing my yoga. And I'm just like, everything is just like, I figured I just had to get out of the semi truck and those were my answers to all my problems. Well, now I'm not making money and now I don't got a spot and now, like, you know what I'm saying? But, um, but yeah, again, I'm laying on top of my car and just like being able to breathe air and drink ice cold water. Oh my god, that water gets so hot throughout the day, and there was a point where my car was stranding and I couldn't get any cold water. I had warm water. It's just like that, like drinking warm water and then someone comes by and drops you off some ice cold water. It's so humbling. It's just like I'm really winning right now. I'm breathing fresh air. I can drink cold water. What what more do you really need? You're winning. You're alive. You're winning. Then that kind of leads me to like, okay, well, now there's this other part of me. Like I'm trying to be this light and love and beauty, everything beautiful, and I'm trying to do that, and like that's the face I'm trying to show to people because that is a part of who I am. But I like have this other part of myself kind of like held back, and this part of me is like the greedy, the selfish, the darker part of me. But that's also who I am too. So it's just like I can't. It's not fair to me to not be completely being myself. So kind of like with that thought, I'm like, okay, well, I need to work on being able to express all parts of me. But then I started sinking to like the darker parts of me, that's the unpleasant me, the part of me that wants to tell somebody like if they're being a certain way how it is, and that they're being an asshole if that's the case. Just like flat, straight to the point. And like I've been like that in the past, and it has been productive for people, but it's just like it's not I can't fall into one and out of the other. So I'm like still working on that now, where I'm being my complete self, and I'm welcoming my problems. I'm welcoming my, like, the parts of me that I reserve or hide away. I'm trying to work on those parts of me in order to be a complete individual, instead of not necessarily showing this phony face, but showing people every part of me. And there was something that I recognized. I watched a video and they were talking about societies, um, by society standards. Like, if you're addressing your life and how you are and what you attract and what you want in life based off of what other people or what society tells you what is for you, then you'll never win. You'll never be happy. Because everything that you really want is only going to be is something that you need to evaluate yourself. You cannot find that with other people's standards that they set on you. That's why Instagram can be a toxic place. That's why YouTube can be a toxic place. And that's why I'm dropping this video now. That's why I'm letting you guys know, Brody, I was just homeless. That's why I'm letting you guys know, bro. Like, I was making no money. I was like, I'm really out here freaking feeling like I don't have any love. I feel like I don't have people that care about me. I was really out here feeling like that, and nobody's gonna be talking about that. No one talks about, unless they're going through a life crisis and they're like dying, like, you feel me? No one's talking about like the worst of their life. And even though I hit bottom, bro, there's far worse that could be happening to me, to where I could truly say that I hit rock bottom. But I need to make clear some more room. Yeah, this is just me. Like, I advertise being real, I advertise being genuine, but it's not real if I'm only showing you the best parts of me, and if I'm only showing you the wins. You know what I mean? And I would ask God, I would ask the universe for growth and development, but not only do I ask for that, but I also ask for the character and development in order for me to develop into who I think I want to be, but also teach me the lessons I need to know in order to become somebody strong enough and capable enough to take care of myself and to take care of the people that I love. And when I ask for those challenges, or when I ask for those blessings in order to be that and become that, I encounter challenges and obstacles. And I feel like that's the universe's way of saying, like, look, get through this, and what you're looking for, you will find. What you're looking for will be granted. And I just think it's so beautiful how I have a hard head. You know, you can learn from other people all day. You can learn from what people tell you all day, but I'm just so hard-headed. But the way that I am and the way that God teaches me, it's just like, just makes me so appreciative. And like like this whole process, this whole transition made me so like humble. And things are looking up now. I spent that 2 days and put my water pump back on, man. That was a job, a beautiful job. Had my dog with me, and like feeding her, giving her water, and just having like certain random strangers kind of like looking out. AutoZone was my team, bro. They're like renting me out tools. They're like showing love. They were like doing this and that, giving me water, keeping my dog inside while I was working out in the heat. It's just like strangers really out here showing love. So it's just like, bro, there's love all over the world. You just gotta keep your heart open to it. But after I got my water pump fixed, I have car shield, so my car's kind of like messing up a little bit, not gonna lie. I'm not worried about it because car shield's gonna cover it. I'm probably gonna need a new engine or a transmission soon, and car shield kicks in like a week or something. So I'm good. I'm good, here. But I was searching around trying to get that bartender job, and then I was wearing this cool ass shirt because after I returned all my parts, I had like $200 of money that would have went down the drain. And I was like, you know what? I gotta remember this day. These are the days that I go thrifting on like big like life changing events, or like something big happens today. I'm like, okay, let me go cop a shirt. But I got this like Harley Davidson shirt I'll wear on one of my other videos, and it's so tough. And I took that and went. This was yesterday. Well, the day before yesterday at this point, but went there and copped that shirt. The next day made things back good again where I was staying at in the first place. And then all it really was miscommunication and me being overly sensitive, because I'm a Pisces, bro. I'm a fish, man. Where if the water gets hit hard, bro, I'm not swimming around that water, bro. If the energy feels weird, I'm gone, bro. I'm protecting my peace. I'm doing whatever I need to do. You feel me? But that's just a defense mechanism. But I came back and I can communicate. I'm good at communicating. Like I'm good at expressing how I feel. Like if you just give me the opportunity to communicate how I feel, then I will. And I did, and I listened as well. And there's love, man. It's a beautiful thing. So I kind of made things back good with my family here. It's not like my blood family, but it's still family. And that was right after I came back from securing a job with my new Harley Davidson shirt. I went in just to check in, say what's up to the managers, but it's like a bowling spot. Said, oh yeah, be a server for 2 months, maybe 3, and then we'll throw you in as a bartender. And everywhere else they were like, oh yeah, you gotta be the bar back, which is washing dishes. I didn't know what a bar back was for real. But they were like, yo, you gotta be a bar back for like 6 months, and then we can start training you as a server, and then probably within a year you can become a bartender. I'm like, what? And this was the spot I thought I wanted to work. I'm like, what? This is the spot I was like putting off all the other jobs for. I stopped my job search because I thought I found my spot. And I found that out today, yesterday. I found that out yesterday, looking clean with my Dave Harley shirt. Got some black jeans on, copped some new shoes, you feel me? Going clean, and then they were telling me that. And I was like, whatever. So then I just continued the job. So I will end $11 an hour. And plus whatever tips, bus, back, whatever they get. You want your spot? There you go. But yeah, ultimately, to wrap this story up here, I secured a job at a Bolero. Before I even put an application in, they interviewed me. The people there were super cool. The boss looks super dope. He seemed pretty cool to communicate in. I feel like I'll be able to be myself, work as a server, get my tips as a server, starting as a server. I'm already running in there making my tips. And then from that point of making my tips, boom, 2 months, 3 months in, he promised me to start training me as a bartender. So it's like everything's unfolding, everything's coming together. So it's a beautiful process. It's a process I'm excited for. And with that being said, I do appreciate the family that likes the videos. I do appreciate everybody that watches these videos to the end. I do love when I get comments and people communicating and connecting with me in the chat. So I do love that. I do love all of this. I love the process. If you enjoy your journey, if you ever go through rough patches through your journey, communicate that in the comments. Show some love. Thank you. Peace.